paper has been hurriedly written because on 7th I was here, many people had not come. I just, created an idea on this. I've got a lot of material in my mind. I'll try to remain on time. But if I might go, I go further, please stop me. The word energy champion has been in my mind for a very, very long time. Reason is, there is something called energy manager, right? And to become an energy manager or a certified energy manager, one has to be an engineer. And then some 4 years of experience, and then you have to sit for an examination, or something like that. That is what many people may not attempt whether it works or not. But then each of us can become an energy champion. We don't need any certificate from anybody. It can be a management certificate. That's why I have called this word. It can be even a challenge. The energy champion. So why not we inculcate that habit of saving energy? Resource is the challenge today. Like our friend Das, he was trying to save every drop of water. Right? So I am trying to work on this. I had the opportunity. Already we have learned a lot. LED saves light and all that. But are we changing our lives? कोई बल्ब यूज होगा तो हम करेंगे. That's the advertisement we are seeing. But have we done it wisely? Cost is too high. Have we worked out payback period? You can change my bulb today. The LED lamp of 7 watt or 10 watt cost something around 370. Should I change it? I leave it. We have never bothered to work it out. In 2011, I was with Apollo Tires. At that time, I was looking after energy and also got an opportunity to work on this factory. Let's talk of ourselves. You have huge illumination onto the shop floor, under the machines, on machines. I was trying to get the data. How much is the total wattage spent on illumination? I'm not talking about machines. I'm talking about only illumination. Now, if we change all the lamps, huge extent, right? Should I invest in speed process or should I invest in changing all that bulbs as a process? Naturally, the top management will be interested in investing in speed. That's a whole thing, right? So there we devised a plan. We asked somebody to invest for us. In the whole plan, it was about 22 crores project at that time. Invest for us and we will pay over a period of 7 years and it will be out of the energy saved. Of course there are methods how do we work out what is the previous energy being spent and now energy being spent. So we worked it out very meticulously. And it is operative still. So because 7 years is the time. After that I came to join Electricity Regulatory Commission. So because that was in my mind, we thought, why not we operate in the city itself? Puducherry is the first state where it has been adopted whole look. Now, changing everybody's lamp is a different task. We said, okay, every domestic consumer will have 3 bulbs. You cannot put them free because of taxation problem, we charge them only 10 rupees. A lamp which is 7 watts, that replaces 60 watts bulb, right? So we replace that, charge them 10 rupees. There is electricity saving for domestic consumer. But it has impacted the industrial consumers also. We have not given anything to that. The tariff for domestic consumers is 2 rupees, 3 rupees, 4 rupees, right? But for industrial consumers it is 7 rupees. Whereas average cost of generation is something around 3 rupees or 4 rupees or average cost of procurement. So when the load number of units are reduced, subsidy from industrial plants also gets reduced. Overall impact of the state electricity department also reduces. Cost of procurement also reduces. So that has impacted the whole lot of food. It has now been, that was done about 4 months back. Now 2 months back, Chhattisgarh has done it. Let me share one more thing with you. Andaman Nicobar and Lakshadweep, they are separated from the mainland. Lakshadweep is separated by 400 kilometers. Andaman is around 1000 kilometers. There is no connection with the national grid. Electricity is being used on diesel generators. Cost of production of electricity is 24 rupees, but we cannot sell it at 24 rupees. And there is no industry. There is nothing to subsidize. Very little industry. Can we sell it to those people? In fact, there is no energy saving scheme over there in Lakshadweep because a whole lot of money comes from the government and here they even cook on electricity plate. Why even buy IPP? So this is the type of thing that what we are facing. So then I thought, why not this type of thing can be operated in a big plant? But I tried to find out from my friend over here. Somebody is in charge, regulation in each shop floor or maybe each plant is handled by that department itself. City lighting is handled by somebody else, like that. Let us put an effort to combine our organizations are there who will come, install for you and take the money in 7 years, 8 years. They are government organizations also. They are normally called ESCOs, energy saving companies. Right? So this is what I wanted to drive at. Why not save? TVL, you must have heard, profit on company's account, then people we have to take care of, then planet, environment we have to save. The less energy we use, we save the environment. That's what it is. Second is solar power generation. I'm coming to this highlights only. Solar power generation. In Odisha, the regulation of solar power generation has yet to come. It is drafted in 2013. It is yet to be announced. Under regulation, the regulatory commission decides what will be the tariff at which the distribution companies will buy the power generated by you, or you can consume it yourself. Now, if you consume it yourself, number one, if it is a ground mounted, requires 1 megawatt, requires 45 megawatts, 5 acres of land. And if it is rooftop, no problem. Right? If you do it on rooftop, you can straight away use it in your lights. But what happens on the day when there is no sun? It can be that electric intelligent converters. And solar light is the first use of solar. No need to put everything into the battery because there is 16% loss. Converting electrical energy into chemical and back to electrical. Use it, the sun is there. Don't use it, then it is not. So this is solar. Today, another thing for big factories now, RSP must be putting some amount of money towards depreciation. I'm talking about industry cost. You are putting some money towards depreciation. 100% depreciation is allowed, 80% depreciation is allowed in the first year itself. Normally when you start the project, it is almost 6 months of the financial year gone. So for 6 months, 40% is gone. The rest is 60% left out. 80% of 60% is allowed next year. So you can finish off your depreciation within about a year and a half or 2 years, whatever. So that is your capital, whatever you have spent has come back to you. Right? Then the cost of generation. something around 6.5 rupees, 7 rupees. Big plants are being set up in Orissa. They are selling the electricity at 5 rupees. But they are big plants, which 25 megawatt, 20 megawatt. We will not do that. So why not? He said, I am buying from my own captive power plant at 5 rupees. और ऐसे ही है ना, 5 रुपए का ले रहे हैं. I think they are buying at 5 rupees.
Then we are buying from 5 rupees, from
5 rupees.
but our captive generation is 340.
Okay, one thing. If this cost of electricity is going up, conventional, and suddenly it has started going up, previously it was almost all static. It's not that suddenly it has started going up. All is regulatory conditions have come into place now. Each and every business has been separated out, and everybody wants to have their own profit. Right? So coal cost has changed. Transmission charges have changed. Then operation and maintenance claimed by these companies have changed. Oil put into the boilers cost has increased. So this cost is in any case going up, whereas cost of solar power is coming down. In 2008 it used to be 18 rupees, and today it is 5 rupees. Right, sir? So that's the
80% of cost depreciation.
Yeah. Okay. You have spent 5 crores on setting up a solar power plant. So depreciation, that is 4 crores, 80% of 5 crores.
Financial norms are there.
Yeah, norms are there.
For
That's right.
depreciation. Maybe solar plant will go for 80% depreciation.
Actually, solar and wind both are 80%. Wind they had withdrawn, but they have come back again. So in fact, rather it is for all the renewable energy. It is even for biogas also. But unfortunately, what has happened? Cost of biomass has been increased so much. The cost of generation of per unit is something around 7 rupees. So biomass collection, etc., is much bigger asset. It has happened only in the last few months. So solar is the best option at this time. As far as individual is concerned, 30% subsidies also. In fact, for bigger corporation also, if you go ahead push it MNRE.
It is 30% subsidy manufacturers to be.
No, it is not like those thermal meters.
No, I am talking about solar plant. If the manufacturer is selling 1 megawatt something, then 30% MNRE you will give.
It will be given to you, not to me.
To the purchaser? No.
No, to the
नहीं हम लोग मंगाया था 5 किलोवाट का.
Okay.
30% to let give that whatever the subsidy will be from the MNRE. If that should you observe, you will after net 70%.
Perfect. That's what I was coming to.
Yeah.
The rule says it will be given to you.
Yeah.
Right? But as a negotiator, I will say, I do not want to get into the hassle of that. You claim yourself. I will not go and run. Whatever people you want me to say, because it is in your hand. Like in meters, he gets direct. But in electricity,
we have to know that it is a very process of taking that 30% money, which is a government is getting too much assurance and other things they are not.
and it is some around 280 crores is yet to be
And manufacturers are not coming up to give the solar.
it is still possible.
It is 30%.
It is still possible if you have a muscle strength. I mean, I'm telling you what
I am suffering for that. We are unable to install because of this installation.
I have, here we have Chandigarh and another universities in Goa. In Goa, we created actually as a commission, we did not do that, but we asked one of the renewable energy agency to create a cooperative body, set up 2 megawatt, and will you believe that we have already got 50% for them? Somewhere 30, somewhere 40, somewhere 45, 50. Already got it. Yes, process first time was about 7 months, and it has been declared as a smart city. Now totally 2 time I got it being done and amount is being right? So, muscle strength, possible. This data is only for sharing the information. We keep on talking of what's, normally sir what but how many humans we are getting, how much life we are getting. Also, I have found out they say this is equivalent to 60 watt, but you should really check whether you are able to meet or not. The lumens, we have no lumen meter at our home, right? We should be comfortable in doing our work. That's what it is. But approximately 10 watts is almost equivalent to 60 watts. It's only to highlight that. I will not read out the whole thing. About Puducherry, I am saying 22 crores project cost. There is a company under Bureau of Energy Efficiency. They came forward. They took loan from the banks, 30%, 70% equity, and installed the thing. And their payback period is somewhere around 7 years. And they could save so much of 48, 30. So why not here? There is consumer is getting benefited.
So voice थोड़ा low है, आवाज नहीं आ रही. थोड़ा आवाज नहीं आ रहा.
अच्छा okay. अब देखो the consumer is getting benefited. Consumer is getting benefited, society is getting benefited. You are using less of coal or less of resources, and the distribution company, the total turnover is reduced, money involvement is reduced. Now I am coming back to solar. Sir, as RFPR, big companies, we are in CSR. In CSR, swing machine and all that have been involved in training of some sort. I came across this beautiful example. They go adopt a village, and in fact now it is coming government pressure also. Go and adopt a village. In village they want drinking water, which normally is hand pump. Why not put a solar pump over there? It can draw. They have also installed a RO so that making it portable. In RO you waste about 50% of the water. Right, sir? What they did, they have collected this waste water and put a tank on the toilet. So that's Swachh toilet also. Drinking water, no electricity. Now on the day when there is no solar, there is a small battery required which can run the because water is already stored. So this is the example of extending our solar reach. Now because I am close. Solar rooftop, cost of power, that's what we have to see. How does it match us? If I go and install at my home, I am getting electricity 2 rupees, 3 rupees, 4 rupees or 4.5. So my top higher units will be shaved off. So you think it's worth. Then on homes what is happening? They are very something मैंने टूटी हुई कुर्सी रखी हुई है, वो कारण हुआ. These are some small things which we take care of. Energy, ESCO have been talked. There was a scheme called Net Budget Yojana before. I don't know how many of you know. That scheme failed. What were they doing? They were also giving CFL at 10 rupees or 12 rupees. But then they were claiming the energy saved as CDM benefits. After that, CDM benefits were not coming, and the whole process fell through. Secondly, when we use CFL, हमारे घर में not be much a difference. Otherwise, reactive load changes, which means lot of burden on the transformer. If we do all CFLs here in Rotella steel plant, the KVR and KW will be so much, the tariff will again increase. Right? So, घर में तो बल्ब से फर्क नहीं पड़ता, and then again as an environment we will say CFL is mercury and this is mercury less, etc. etc. CSR I have been talking, and I have been talking about the energy champions. There is something in my paper which I recently came across, is organic Rankine cycle. Rankine cycle we are already doing waste energy and converting it into steam and all that. But I think the people who are here can go through this data. It's in the paper. Go through this data. What is that they have brought in to make it more efficient? So that's what it is. Anybody, any question?
Suggestion, sir. I'm very thankful for the enlightening talk. But in this house, I have request our geometrical. We will give a scheme in our RSP, in our usually SIG. We are giving CFL level. But now, as you know, the people have been honored with the Nobel Prize for the LED. And LED, I just covered some more point. LED is highly energy efficient because they are basically from light emitting layers and from electrical field after. There is very, very less input. It emits light, the lumen and wattage is concerned. So I request our geometrical to kindly see that in subsequent years, gradually, the CFL lamps must be replaced with LED because this is scheme in our company. We just encourage the people by giving some token gifts, say in terms of CFL lamps. So I take this opportunity to request it.
The only thing is, as I have already told, company has normally fixed the budget. ₹1 1 token के बदले में they have to spend. Company has to spend something around ₹370 or something. Bulb used to be ₹700, but in bulk you buy. As a company, if you are buying few number of pieces, normally the finance department will work out for you. Right? The suggestion what I have given, companies are ready. Okay, we will come, we will invest, we will take the money over 7 years of the energy saved and all that. Unless that tie-up is there, I don't know whether straight away somebody can jump. जो आपको गिफ्ट अभी हम 15 रुपए का देते थे या 25 का देते थे, उसके बदले में 400 रुपए का देते हैं. How does it affect? I'm not discouraging. Idea is good, but combine the two. By combining the two, it can be. The solution is very good, and I think will be better.
I have one question. What is the minimum expenditure in the rooftop solar area? Usually the roof is around 2,000 square feet roughly.
1 kilowatt is about 1 lakh, right? And that's not with a long storage battery.
What is the requirement?
It's not with a long storage battery. And battery is most expensive. That's number one. Number two, 1 watt solar installation requires about 10 square meters.
10 square
Meters, right? But if it is in acres, big one, which I am sure you are not sure. Number one, it is installed on a BS land because you cannot sacrifice agriculture for energy. It has to be done on a BS land, which normally, that's why everybody went to Gujarat and Rajasthan. A lot of desert land. Compulsion for the regulatory commission here is working. All the union territories, they are all coastal based, right? No space, very expensive land, huge expensive. If there is a place available, why not put a hotel over there? That's the type of thing. So that's why we are going in for solar rooftop. In fact, there also, okay, I take check lead from Mr. Motil. Okay. What we did, if I am shaving off the top units, 200 units, it may not be as effective for me financially. So what we have come out is See, one is Electricity Act. After Electricity Act, there is called a regulation. Each electricity regulatory commission takes its own regulation and tells you at what rate they start. What we did to encourage the people, because our area was small, we said whether you use it yourself or you put it into the grid. Put it into the grid. We are giving them 8 rupees 50 paise. Right? We have given 2 more options. My factories say at, I think I have already spoken about that. My factory is at Rodkera house. My house is in this building. So I am allowing it to be put into the grid at that end, drawing it here, open access, no charges, banking, no charges, let people come out. That's what we do.
Excuse me, इसका एक जो मॉडल पूछे कि 1 किलोवाट के लिए इन्वेस्टमेंट इज अबाउट 1 लाख, पेबैक पीरियड कितने साल में हो?
It's about 7 years as to.
Yes, actually, I will also ask you.
बिजली वाले हैं
Actually, nowadays, one panel is able to generate 250 watt. We have already started 2 kilowatt at our guest house. Already 8 panels are there. So it is very easy and good time to generate too much power. So it is, earlier it was actually large number of panels were required, but now 250 watt can be generated by capacity is 250 watt, one panel only.
Okay, well, I am removing one more apprehension from the mind of everybody. About 5 years back, or maybe about 10 years back, solar street lights were made solar and they are not working. Right? What happened? Why they are not working? Number one, at that time, good inverters were not available. Good inverters to withstand the heat of India was not available. Maintenance was not being done, battery maintenance. Then solar panels have one problem. The panel top surface has to be clean. Our weather conditions are quite dusty. So if I say please put up in Tiruguru mines, there is a lot of iron ore dust. They cannot survive. How do they maintain that? That's
And cleaning is required actually. Regular cleaning is
cleaning is very much required.
Regular water washing is required.
And just in foreign countries, where normally cleaning is not done by man, it is all automatic. That makes the system much more expensive. In fact, one more thing. In Europe, their panels are turning according to the angle of the sun. Makes the system still costlier. Trouble over there, trouble in that system is we cannot install in deserts because underground there is under the panel there are gears, and once the dust goes, it will stop functioning.
I would like to ask you questions. That is not related to this. One is what is the difference between smart city and green city?
The smart grid, first I'm talking about that. That is first coming in Puducherry, incidentally again. In Puducherry, what they are doing, that every single electricity appliance of the distribution company, then the individual customer, that is all connected to one central control room. This transformer is not behaving well, will be known in the control room. This customer has not paid, they can cut it off sitting there like our telephone connection. This is the smart grid. As far as and who is consuming, now the system is coming time of the day meeting, etc. because at peak time it has to be bought, power has to be bought at a very costlier. So time of the day meeting can be all known sitting at one place. That is the smart grid. Smart city is, the city is inclusive of everything, the hospitals, the roads, the schools, also including this. So those concepts are coming. Its own colleges, so everything is all in this.
Green city. Green city.
Okay. In green, I heard the smart city. See, the word green has come that we should try to avoid the conventional powers as much as we can. So that's why the solar power or the biomass power or the wind power is called green power. Right? So the green city where all the electricity comes from the green sources. No conventional power, because even if power station is not in Odisha, it's in Rajasthan, coal is being burnt over there.
So just I have one information just want to share. People are saying the smart city should have 24/7 electricity. Number one. Number two, each and every house should have RO water. So their pipeline should have RO water. And number three, that city should be Wi-Fi cable. Communication, electricity and water. If these three problems are solved, they are called smart cities.
I think this is never ending. Only last one more point. In fact, Illumination has gone a step further. They don't throw the water into the sewer, our toilet water. They collect it, recycle it. It is almost, sorry, not the word, almost, it's not that. They make it as pure as drinkable water, but psychologically, but they use it all in their gardens. There are two pipelines running in their houses, different colors. And also, like, you might be saying, so much water is coming. What is the river over here? Okay. So much water is flowing into the river of Koil and coming to the city, right? Only one information, they give you two information. Cycle water and fresh water. So much water is coming. This is a step for it.
The government is giving some having some schemes to convert green city. So can you give some idea how to proceed?
Unfortunately, it's not my subject, but anyways. सब ऐसा है कि मैं उतना पढ़ा लिखा नहीं हूँ. मेरे माँ बाप कहते रहे बेटे पढ़ ले मैं अभी पढ़ रहा हूँ एक्चुअली. इनफैक्ट आई एम डूइंग माय पीएचडी संस्कृत के पास. तो ये जो ग्रीन का कॉन्सेप्ट है, ये अभी नई यूनिवर्सिटी बनी है. तो दे आर वर्किंग ऑन दैट. आई हैव नॉट येट गॉट द डिटेल्स और अभी टाइम भी नहीं मिला, बट यस द मोमेंट आई गेट सम इन्फॉर्मेशन अबाउट दैट.
May I add something regarding this?
Hello. Not exactly about the green city, but actually there are green buildings. ITC, actually I had, once I had got a car from ITC gym and he was telling in Gurgaon they have got a green building and it is certified by LEED, LEAD, and they have got gold for that, gold rating. Actually, green building is that uses as much as possible natural processes, natural light, so that artificial light you will require a green one. Then again, water recycling. All the water they are using, it will be somehow, somewhere, it will be recycled. Water harvesting, all those things. That carbon footprint has to be at the lowest, at the least minimum. That will be the green building. And I think green city should comprise of all those things. All buildings should have green buildings, and certainly what you are saying, that should be able to sustain on its own. Maybe without green power, that may be supplementing it, but not exactly about it. In fact, there is a building in Arab country, actually I am not remembering, I had got that this picture I got. It was self-sufficient and it was able to generate so much power that it was able to supply power to surrounding buildings also. Between the two floors they had installed horizontal wind turbines. And that was able to generate, one turbine was able to generate megawatts. And it was not only able to sustain each building, it was able to supply to other buildings also. So that type of buildings, if the city comprises of that type of things, that will be purely, that will be real density.
Just further. that's not only a small city, it's a, one island they have created in the Middle East. That's totally on its own power. And on green buildings he's talking because the maximum investment in India is going to be on buildings by 2030. That's nowhere else in the world. So that's the concept of green buildings is being brought in over it. That's what somebody wants to discuss.
So can you throw some light on the carbon credit point system? How it is earned and how do we benefit from it? Suppose we have got certain credit points in our
I got you.
So how do we cash it and what are the advantages?
Number one, see, it is a good scheme. I will also use the word it was a good scheme. Reason is India earned a very bad rating because we have, as Indians, we have earned what was not, capable of earning. So after we make the application, there are checks and checks and checks and checks. Normally, one of our, individual company cannot handle those type of papers. There are professionals available who can, help you in getting that you can go a step further. If somebody is installing a project for you and also tells CTM benefits, ask him, okay, 50% you take, 50% I take, or 60% you take, I will. Don't take it on yourself. People have burnt their fingers. Rather, once they have made a project report, I will gain so much from the city. There is, in fact, a rule when we are setting up a solar plant. The regulator says in the first year 50% will be given to the developer and rest all will be given to the distribution company. Sorry, first year is 90% goes to him and then every year it reduces. They said, let it go to them. Why have even a clause which is normally not implemented? I have not seen. Only one project in Jharkhand which was set up, 10 megawatt rice stock project was set up around 1982. पर उसके मेरे को मिले हैं बाकी कहीं there are 5-6 other projects दिखते नहीं हैं. It's a good scheme but not